In the future, in the year 2067, all the plants on Earth have almost disappeared and the human race is suffering from an oxygen sickness. In search of a cure, Ethan traveled 400 years in a time machine. The sun is shining. The plants are lush, but there's no one around. Ethan is puzzled and follows the satellite cell phone to an experimental base. At the entrance, he saw the remains of a human body, which he initially judged to have been killed by a head injury. As he continued to look, he realized that the name on the remains collar was his own and that there was a hand on the remains wrist, but the red light had turned green. To find out what happened, he found the wrecked satellite phone and asked it to play back the last record. The replay starts with two people arguing and ends with a gunshot. After listening to it, Ethan couldn't believe that he'd already been here once and been shot, but he'd been here so long, and he'd never seen a soul. Ethan panicked. Soon after nightfall, Ethan lit a small fire in the woods for light and then picked a bunch of fruit to feed his hunger. He scanned the area with his satellite phone, but it didn't show up, so Ethan cautiously tasted one. It didn't take long for him to vomit. It was raining heavily and thundering. Suddenly, a bright light streaked across the sky and a figure came at him and stabbed him in the chest. When he woke up again, he found his best friend Jude in front of him. It turned out that the fruit he had just eaten was poisonous, and the headquarters detected a spike in the level of toxicity in his blood, so they sent Jude to save him. After recovering, the two of them set off in search of clues. According to the satellite cell phone, they soon found another base gate. Ethan carefully stood in front of the door, and then a mechanical arm protruded from the gap and scanned Ethan's eyeballs, and the door opened smoothly. Inside, a computer flashed a message for Ethan to activate. He pressed the enter key with trepidation. Suddenly the bracelet tightened and the red light turned green as blood flowed out. As the blood flowed out, the red light turned green. Ballard nervously pulled out his pistol. As access was granted, the time machine in front of him lit up, and it looked exactly like the lab from 400 years ago. Jude's happy. With the time machine, they'll be able to go back, but Ethan thinks something's wrong. His bracelet has turned out to be the same as the one on the skeleton. Every step he takes now has happened in the past. It's all too much of a coincidence. In order to figure it out, Ethan opened the system log. It turned out that the time machine was invented by his father and they had already received a message from the year 2467, but before they could catch their breath, the system malfunctioned. If they can't fix it within 4 hours, the portal will shut down and a nuclear explosion could occur. The first order of business was to locate the core and repair it. So the two men set off quickly for the overhaul room, but what they found when they walked through the woods was unimaginable.